Ja. Ja, nigger monkey. Oké, een YouTuber zei dat je bepaalde settings moest aandoen in Vanguard. Zodat jouw beeld en zo gewoon beter eruit ziet. Ja. Wacht, serieus? In... Oh, ze hebben field of view slider. Ik ben verliefd. Ik ben verliefd. Ja. Ja, op show more. Oh, en dan effective. Je moet je independent doen, of niet? World motion blur mag off. Weapon motion blur mag off. Depth of field mag off. Waarom zou je dat aan willen? R2? Oh, je bedoelt dat die slide een beetje glitched is, net als in de beta. Ja. Controller en gameplay. Controller orientation, advanced controls. Ik ben nu bij controller. Nee, ik ben bij basic controls. Oh, nu zie ik het. R2 en dan gameplay. Ja, ja. Weapon mount activity. ADS plus melee. What the flip is blind fire? What is mental stance queuing? Slide behavior op tab, dat weet ik nu al. Nee.
A lot of people were asking me what settings I'm using and why it looks so good or why it looks like I'm able to control things quite well. So let's just dive in. Keep in mind, of course, a lot of these settings.
Bedoel je zoals in GTA? Oh. Waarom hebben ze dat gezet? Waarom hebben ze dat gezet in die game? Volgens mij gaat niemand dat gebruiken. Huh, je kan sprinting door bash onzetten. Ja, dat gaan we sowieso aanlaten. Wacht even, ik ga even deze man settings kijken. Want hij zei van... Er zijn een paar graphical settings die je moet veranderen. Want hij zei... Je weet, in Modern Warfare is het toch moeilijk om mensen te zien en zo. Omdat het gewoon zo donker is. Hij zei in Vanguard heb je precies hetzelfde probleem, maar je kan het veranderen. Dus ik ben nu naar die video aan het kijken, van wat hij zegt.
But there are a good handful of settings in this that you should absolutely be changing, and I highly recommend, and it's not even a preference sort of thing. But let's start out off with the controller tab here. So I use an 8 and 8 sensitivity. With
ja, dat boeit mij niet.
some sensitivity per zoom. I will likely do this more in the future as I get more game time in, especially with my sniper rifles. I probably like a higher sensitivity there, but I left that as is.
Oh, okay.
I always play with the tactical layout. I really prefer using tactical. My aim response curve as well, I use standard. Some people really like dynamic. This is really popular, especially with professional players. They really like dynamic. Some people even like linear. But for me, standard just feels right. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time, and this is the response curve Call of Duty has always used. So that's why I stick to that. Now, I don't play with controller vibration. I just find it to be unnecessarily distracting.
Ja, ik speel ook niet met controller vibration.
Fire threshold. So with this, if you have this on, depending
Volgens
on
mij
the gun that
Andrew.
you're using, the
Ja, ja,
gun
die heb
will
ik al
go off
uitgemaakt.
at a different time in your trigger pull. So you might need to pull the trigger more. So the actual analog stick that you have here, you might have to pull it down more with one gun versus a different gun. I don't like the idea of that. In a competitive environment, I want everything to feel consistent.
Whoa. What is dit? ADS sensitivity transition timing. Instant, gradual after zoom. Gewoon instant. Die ADS gewoon bij controls.
Here, you might have to pull it down more with one gun versus a different gun. I don't like the idea of that. In a competitive environment, I want everything to feel consistent. And therefore, I turn this off, and I recommend doing the same for multiplayer as well. Then with the aim sensitivity transition timing, I just left that on instant. That is the default there. And all of this as well is just default. Most of these are just accessibility options that are very rarely going to be changed. When it comes to the minimum input dead zone on my L2 and R2, I reduce those a little bit, but not a ton.
Oh yeah, dead
You can probably
zones.
even go a little bit lower. I'm going to drop those down to about 8. However, the dead zone settings you should really pay attention to are your stick minimum input dead zones. You definitely want to be dropping these down. I can't remember what the default is. I think it's like 10 or something, which is going to be too high for most controllers. So you want to drop that down to a point where you don't get any stick drifts. So if you put your controller down, your aim's not just going to be moving by itself if you're in a custom match. You don't want that to be happening, but you want to get it as low as possible.
Hoe zet je het flipped?
For me and my controller, this is 4.
Hey, hoe kun je controller flip maken?
I recommend leaving that at 99. Now, getting into my gameplay set.
Wacht, Shane. Nee, die is er niet. Vision control threshold. Instant stick layout default. Station up. Ja. Hoe? Maar waar staat button layout? Controller. Aiming. Ja, ik ben wel bij controller. Oh, button. Hé man, waarom hebben ze hem niet gewoon als die oude gelaten? Ja. Oké.
Settings here again for
Ga naar die graphical settings,
I
jongen.
do keep target assist on, and I use the default target.
Ja, maar ik weet niet waar het is. Anders dadelijk skip ik voorbij.
Target assist. If you use precision or focusing, you will lose rotation. Well, I don't even know the difference exactly, but default felt good to me, so I'm gonna leave.
Ze hebben een Black Ops aim assist. Huh? Wacht, laat me dit zien.
So it's irrelevant for multiplayer.
Aim assist. Focusing, precision, Black Ops. Wat houdt Black Ops in?
And this just moves all the way down to sprint cancel and reload. I like it when sprint cancels reload because I sprint cancel quite often with my guns. If I hear an enemy is coming and I'm in the middle of a reload, oftentimes sprint canceling is just the easiest thing to do. And the one big thing I changed here is I prefer tapping to slide, not holding. Tapping is generally the superior option, especially if you're somebody that slide cancels. You may also want automatic tack sprint on. I don't like it personally, but for a lot of people, they will like that setting. And with that, that's actually it when it comes to my controller settings. I did change a ton of them, and again, most of those ones are going to be preference-based. Now let's move on to graphics. And with this one, the brightness setting, I want to be very clear. You want to set this somewhere around 50 and then adjust your TV or monitor to compensate so then you can get it in the right spot. This is the best method.
Ja, ik weet het. Ik heb het ook gehoord.
Visibility meter up in game. If you do this, it tends to wash out the colors really bad, and it actually makes the game look worse. Same thing goes if you go too low, then you have no contrast, you can't see anything. I would highly recommend this at least around 50, like within 5.
Hij is nu bij de graphical settings.
50, and then adjust your TV or monitor accordingly. Now, next up, let's get into field of view, and I had this set to default because I was doing some testing.
Ja, field of view weten we, dat is personal preference.
Somebody that's only ever played console Call of Duty, you've never really played around with the field of view setting.
Bam je
I
deze
encourage you to
junction
add them.
Het duurt deze uurtje. Dus kan met dingen zijn junction kan je spelen. Maar dan krijg ik van jou vanmorgen jouw beurt. Dus van en van laatste van einde zo. Dus avondbeurt en zo.
Dat zei ik ook.
Ja, maar ik ga vandaag een uurtje spelen. Dit is een uurtje, gewoon een
Nee, geen uurtje. Je gaat gewoon jouw ding doen en dan klaar.
Ja, gewoon dat ja.
Ja, maar ik ga eerst deze settings veranderen.
Ik ga nu baden.
Oh.
Very least bump this up to 90. That's like the bare minimum I would bump this up to. And if you feel comfortable,
Met
you
werken.
even go higher than that. Keep in mind,
4 uur.
the higher the field of view, the more you can see.
Oh, 8 of 9.
Here as they are at a distance. It basically zooms you out, and therefore there are disadvantages from going too far in this direction. If you go all the way maxed out, you may not be able to see.
Deze man zegt, there may be problems if you go all the way max with your field of view. Ik heb dat ding al op max staan.
But like I said, at least 90 I would
recommend
giving a shot
Ja, bro.
at some point if you're a console player.
Bro, wij spelen de hele tijd op 80 FOV, jongen. Laat ons ook genieten. Wat je moet doen, Shane, is ga naar... dit is ook iets extra's. Dit is als je dit wilt. Je moet naar on-demand texture streaming gaan en dan moet je die off doen. Wat dat doet is hij gaat high resolution textures voor jou downloaden terwijl je aan het spelen bent. Maar dat wil je niet, want dan heb je juist lag. Want hij gaat je internet gebruiken om die game te runnen en om textures te downloaden. Bro, high res textures heb je niet nodig, jongen. Als je iemand kan zien is het al goed genoeg. Ja. Ja. Maar ik ga wachten op een kerstaanbieding wanneer het 40 euro of zo wordt. Als het niet 40 euro wordt in kerst, dan haal ik het gewoon. Want ik heb al genoeg.
Want to make sure this is kept off and double check that every now and then. I think every time you restart your game right now, it is turning back on. Definitely want that off. I also leave this one off as well. I haven't done a ton of testing with this one yet, but it looks like it could affect the performance of the game if you turn it on. And the game looks great to me, so I'm just not going to touch that one at all.
Ja, klopt man. Ik denk wel dat hij terugkomt.
I am using this because I don't have a download limit, a bandwidth limit with my internet. I'm in menus a lot doing work, so I don't like that on, and I have limited data though with your internet. I would probably turn this one off. Then getting into audio, I've just got music turned off for now just because I'm in menus a lot doing work, so I don't like that on, and I keep everything else default when it comes to that. I use the headphone setting, and that's pretty
much it. Denk het ook, man. Hij gaat sowieso een paar wapens goud maken of diamant of weet ik veel wat.
Scroll down to telemetry. I like showing my server latency as well as my packet loss, and you'll see that on the
Wacht. Ja? Ja, praat. Ja, die campaign, ik heb wel gehoord dat die goeie is, man. Wat is een FOV counter? System lock, mute sound warning. Nee, nog niet. Hij is nu bij interface. Bro, ze hebben het automatisch op square voor me gezet. Ze hebben mijn minimap automatisch op square gezet. Wacht. Crosshair bobbing? Nee, dat mag uit. Waarom zou je dat willen? Bro, zelfs in story mode zou je dat niet willen. Want dat addt geen enkel realism.
That will be displaying all the time. Even when I'm in the middle of a match, I can see exactly what my latency is, and I can see if I'm experiencing packet loss. These are very important values to be keeping track of to know if you died due to high latency, or maybe you got a bad string of packet loss and that got you killed. It's nice to be able to see what's going on in real time, so I'd highly encourage you to turn those on, and I like it when it's the smaller size rather than the larger size. Then we get to the HUD elements. The minimap shape by default is square, which good job, Sledgehammer. That's how it should be. The rounded minimap is a terrible idea. You actually get less coverage with a rounded minimap. You get about 27% more coverage with a square minimap, which is excellent. And everything else there, I just leave by default, or I leave on default, except for crosshair bobbing. I forgot to turn that off before the video, but I do generally like keeping that off as well. And with that, there we have it. Those are the settings that I am currently using in Vanguard. Everything's looking great. It's irrelevant for multiplayer. May also want automatic tac sprint on. I don't.
Hij heeft niks graphical veranderd. Was dat wel de juiste video?
That's actually it when it comes.
Hij heeft niks graphical veranderd. Ja, dat klopt, dat zei je ook. Brightness, safe area, color customization.
Changing settings that are in the game, then make sure you stick around for the rest of this video. If you like the Vanguard tips and tricks and you just like seeing more Vanguard content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and make sure you subscribe over to our main channel. We do post extra content on there as well. There's a couple of settings that are actually making your game look pretty bad here, so there's a few, and most of them, or pretty much all of these settings, are actually on console as well as PC, so it's not to do with the actual graphic settings, because that you can only change on PC. So the first thing you want to do is turn depth of field off. This is just going to make your game very blurry, which you do not need, so make sure you turn off depth of field. It's just going to make it so that when you aim down sight, you can still see the surrounding area around you. Then, when you go into color customization, you definitely want to go into this, and the color filter is basically going to be the same
as ik ben klaar, man.
Settings were before. And what you want to do is actually change it to either the filter 2 or filter 3. Both are pretty good, but I prefer filter 2. And the good thing about Vanguard this time round is that you can actually keep the HUD colours the same. You don't need to change that. So you can still have red for enemy targets and whatever else you want. So like I said, I personally have enemy set to red, party set to green, team set to blue, and then I have a lighter kind of blue colour there. Then what you want to do is you want to go into world, motion blur and web.
Oké, Shine, ik ben klaar. We zitten in game chat. Hi Shine. Ik ga starten, ja. Shiphouse?
Je gaat gewoon door even spelen, ja. Nog niet klaar.
What the heck is Shiphouse?
Your mom's fat, Shine. Your mom's fat. Your mom's fat. Fat ass.
Ik heb je eruit gekikt.
Ja.
Ik heb je niet eruit gekikt. Is goed, we gaan kill Das house. What the heck is dat?
Your mom's house. You're a gay. You are a gay. Nika.
Moet ik jou? Ik kick jou niet. Moet ik jou liever? Joinen. We gaan gewoon normaal quickplay dan. Remove players. You are required to remove at least one player for this filtered game. Nee. We gaan naar Shiphouse. Ja kijk, je wordt elke keer eruit gekikt. Waar ben jij? Waar ben jij? Chalim, Chalim, Chalim. Bro, waarom zie ik je niet online? Ja man, jij sowieso. Ja, ik ben je gejoined. Ja, this content is only available in the full game. Ja, ik ben gejoined. Nope. Ja man, ik ook. Ja. Bro, dit kun je oprecht niet doen, man. Bro, we moeten gewoon dezelfde tactiek doen. Gewoon bij de shiphouse opstarten en hopen dat we in dezelfde lobby komen. Is goed. 3, 2, 1, go.
Na die potje komt.
Ja, crossfire staat uit. Is goed. Ja, ja, is goed.
Spelen.
1. Connecting to matchmaking server, searching for match, 19 ping. Oh, ik zit in een assault pacing, 6v6. Ik zit in shipment. Zit jij ook in shipment? Ja, ik ook. 6v6. Oh nee, ik zit in assault, laat maar. Ja. Ja, independent. Nee, independent staat niet aan. Independent. Holy smokes, jongen. Oh mijn god, je kan niet dropshotten. Oh dit, ik voel me als Flash, jongen. Ja, precies die. Waarom werkt... Bro, mijn slide cancel werkt soms niet. Wat is dit? What the? Bro, mijn slide cancel werkt soms niet. Bro, ik voel me als... Bro, ik voel me als één god, jongen. Bro, ik voel me echt als Flash, jongen, met deze FOV slider. Wacht maar totdat ze dit adden in Warzone, jongen. Eigenlijk dat klopt. Ze moeten dit wel adden in Warzone, man. Bro, ik gooi 8-bit movement hier op ze, man. Bro, ik heb een elimination van die afstand. Wacht, serieus? Ik heb een glidebom, jongen. Glidebom ready, jongen. Bye bye. Ik heb mezelf gekillt. Oh nee, ik heb mezelf niet gekillt. Nee! Bro, ik had bijna de jockey, jongen. Ja, ik weet het bro, ik dacht het net. Bro, ik had letterlijk gewoon bijna de juggy, jongen. Als ik maar niet als een Mongool speelde, had ik de juggy. Huh? Waarom moet je gaan? Dit is goed man, later. Oh. What the? What the? Oh, nice shot, bro. Ow. What the? My audio is glitched. Hey, what the? Oh man, mijn aim is echt slecht. What the? Ooh, nice shot, bro. Ooh, nice shot, bro.